I want to talk about this guy, Patrick Bet David. You guys, I got a problem with this guy. I got a problem. I'm gonna tell y'all what problem I got with him right now too. I got a problem with this guy. I'm gonna tell you the exact problem I got with him too right now. Right. And y'all smash the like button, share the video, like the videos. Y'all come on in here, man. I don't know if you guys know who this is. He's from the PBD podcast show. Got a big podcast show. Real heavy right wing content. Um, you know, so they did something. I'm gonna tell you what they did that made me feel away. The PBD podcast, right? Major podcast, right? Um, came out. Now you guys already know Andrew Tate and Tristian Tate, the Tate brothers. They had, uh, you know, some salacious, uh, some very bad allegations against them, right? And I'm talking about they had PDF allegations against them. Meaning, if y'all don't know what PDF is pedo, right? Pedo, right? Allegations, right? The Andrew Tate did, right? The guy who has openly said some of the most despicable, dishonorable things that anybody can say on social media. He has said these things. There is no contesting whether or not Andrew Tate have said the things that he said, where he talks about how he did certain things with these women of certain ages, took them certain places where he was at, and it's all online, his own words, right? So the UK now has come up. He's hit with like 59 charges. The two of them. He's got 42. His brother's got the other amount, right? But his charges in particular got PDF charges, right? Of indecent content, right? Of you know what, the youngin, right? The youngins, right? People that's not of the right age, right? Let me tell y'all something. PBD podcast, disgusting what y'all did. Disgusting what y'all did. Because I listened to what they said about that. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I was thoroughly disgusted that they sat right up there and they defended Andrew Tate. And they tried to make it seem like they were going to question, right? They tried to make it seem like they were going to question, oh, the UK doesn't prosecute. No. What does that have to do with him and the things that he's being accused of? But the PBD podcast, what they did was they came out and moved the goalposts. They came out and moved the goalposts, talking about something. This a hit job. A hit job where? A hit job where? Right? Where's it a hit job? Right? Now, Andrew Tate has had multiple people come out and say he's on this type time. That's been either around him or part of his academy. For you guys who don't know, he has some type of school or academy where he was teaching these young men in the manosphere all these different things. But the things he was saying, right? The things he was saying, and there's videos out here, right? There's videos out here of this guy, right? And you had Bruce Rivers, who, and shout out to Bruce Rivers. I want to put this, you know what? I'm going to put this on the screen because I want to show y'all what Bruce Rivers did, right? I want to shout out to Bruce Rivers, right? I want to show y'all this. Hold on. I want to show y'all this. Show y'all this right now. All right. Put this on the screen because I want to give you guys a understanding of what I'm talking about, so y'all can understand where I'm coming from when I'm saying what I'm gonna say what I'm saying right now. All right. This is what I want to do. Let me put this on the screen. Get it off my screen. Put this on the screen for you guys. I want to show y'all this. Right now, I want everybody to look at this. I want y'all to look at what these guys said, right? And Bruce broke it down. And shout out to Bruce. Let's get to what he said.
Sure is. Or coercion. Force, obviously, that's like being in chains and, not being allowed to leave. Fraud, being kept there under false pretenses. If there's an element of fraud in the way that you are enticing somebody or keeping somebody in a particular position to work for you, and if it's in the sex business, that's sex trafficking. Or coercion, threat of harm or some other way to limit your movement. And so let's kind of look at one of his very first videos that he did. These are his words, not my words. And I'm going to play it, and I'm not going to take it out of context. We'll play this. Let's just make sure I'm not taking things out of context.
When you say webcam company, people assume, oh, it's just a sex fest. But in reality, it's a shitload of people management. The HR category of the webcam business is the largest and most important thing. You're effectively taking girls, teaching them how to make unlimited money from home, and then making sure they give it all to you.
So you're making sure that you're teaching girls how to make a shit ton of money and give it all to you. Now, this is one of his first instructional videos. A lot of guys, he's got a lot of fans. And a lot of guys think, oh, in order to have some wealth, you have to have a Bugatti, you have to do this, you have to do that. In order to have wealth, you have to have self-pride. You have to know who you are as a person. And where do you get that from? You get that from building, as I've always said. So I do two things. I like to be motivation for younger guys and women for that matter, who are looking at maybe a possible direction in their career. So I like to motivate people in a very positive way. But the other thing I do is I do offer a legal analysis of what's going on here. Right off the bat, he tells you that his main goal is to have them work for him and him get all the money.
Webcam studios everywhere. There's one webcam studio down the road called Studio 20 with 100 rooms. 100 rooms, 8-hour shifts, 3 girls a day. That's 300 girls a day working, and they all work on LiveGasm. So if you're going to go on LiveGasm, you're going to be competing with big-time guys. And what you want to be competing with is people at home in their bedrooms. You don't want to be competing with serious businessmen, because I know for a fact, Studio 20, the owner of Studio 20 and the owner of the website itself, LiveGasm, are friends, and they've got some kind of backhander agreement. So all the Studio 20 girls appear high on the webpage. They appear at the top of the page. Obviously, if you're going to go on there, you don't want to scroll down to 10 pages to find a girl. You're going to go to the girls in the first row. All his girls appear high up because he's giving the guy a backhand. It's all this shady business. It's a huge competition market.
So you can see his main thrust is just making money. And he doesn't give a shit how he does it, really. He's going to tell you in a second here the origin of the story. And he's repeated these same concepts through multiple interviews, right? And so when you say I'm taking things out of context, we've sourced this and sourced this and sourced this, and he's repeated it multiple times. Is something when you hear who he wants to compete. He doesn't want to compete with the main factories. He wants to compete with the girls that are at home. So it that gives you an indication that he's going, it's like in nature, I suppose. It's you go after the weakest.
Now, I've told very shortly my story, how I kind of started my whole webcam business. I'll tell it again in detail here. I was fighting. I had some money. I had 70,000 pounds in a safe in my...
One of our viewers had indicated that he's gotten most of his money from fighting. He had 70 grand, 70,000 euros or pounds or whatever he had. And that was it.
Bedroom in my house. I wanted to buy property in Thailand and move to Thailand. I needed 80,000. I was 10 grand short. And I thought I'd go to the casino and make the 10.
That's also telling. Hey, I'm going to go to the casino and try to make money when he's not even a gambler. Guys, stay away from the casino. There's a reason that they're so big.
Which was obviously, we all know how that story went. So I lost 30. So now I need 40. I needed it quickly. So I was sitting there trying to find a way to make money. So how can I make money? And what I did was I said to Tristian, I'm literally not leaving my room until I have a way for us to make more money, because I can only fight so many times per year and I had no other income. So I got a pen and paper and I was on YouTube, like researching, how people make money, what millionaires have, and they kept talking about assets. And I was sitting there thinking, what assets do I have? You know, I'm trying to buy a property. I mean, I didn't own a property in the UK at the time.
Now, think about the word asset. What is an asset? Well, I suppose this hat is an asset. It's not worth much, but it's really the brand is worth a lot more than the hat is. But what is an asset? The office, the building.
Now, so basically what he does is he goes in on Andrew Tate's entire setup, right? Because he says this online. Andrew Tate openly speaks about, right? He openly speaks about all of these things I told y'all about, right? He openly speaks about this. Hold on. I want to show you guys something, right?
A lot of money.
Okay, so first thing, I genuinely am a force for good in the world. You may not understand that yet, but you will eventually. And I genuinely believe I'm acting under the instruction of God to do good things, and I want to make the world a better place. I genuinely believe my legacy is a good legacy, and I believe that eventually, when the legacy media catches up, they're going to understand I'm a good, positive influence.
This is why I think I have a bit of a following on Twitter, because I have a unique resume. Like, there's a whole bunch of guys on Twitter, but not many like world champion kickboxer, pimp, mafia associated criminal. Like, I've got all this stuff, and everyone's like, who is this dude? Like, surely it can't all be true. Well, it's all true. Yeah, so I did a deal with some Albanians, and I needed some money. We won't go into details. I needed some money pronto. So I'm sitting there, and I had a fight coming up, but the fight was too far away for money, and I needed money today. So I was sitting there thinking, how can I make money? What do I have that's worth money? Like, what do I have that I can even sell? And I was sitting there, and the only thing I had was all these girlfriends.
See, now, these are a lot of the different things that this guy was saying, right, over the years.
I think what happens with guys, they don't deal with women with plan. They don't plan. They leave it to like what she'll let me do or what I could get out of her and play it by ear and all this. Nah. Yeah. It has to be pre-decided in your head. You already got to be like, how, and I tell guys this with budget. With budget, when you're dealing with girls, you should treat it like any other expense. Yeah. Like, so how much is it for me to upgrade to a phone? It's $800 for the phone, and then I can do the okay. Because you already know in your head, if this motherfucker say $900, you can keep that shit. Yeah, you already know. Yeah. So with women, you got to kind of be the same way. Like, all right, I'm willing to pay this amount to spend time with this chick. And after that date, if you know what I mean?
Completely. And what you said there about entering with a plan is super important, because that also guides the manipulation we were talking about earlier. Like, it doesn't mean rush it, right? If your plan is to have kids with her, don't be saying that day one. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. But you can certainly mention in the first few weeks or months when you see a family on TV, you know what do you think about having a family? I think that'd be beautiful.
And you can test her.
And you can test her, and you can understand things. Now, most men can't be patient with it. But if your game's right, you can be patient, you understand where you're trying to go, then you can guide her with your manipulation correctly, and you can get what you want. But if you don't really know what you want, then you can't do the game right. So you're right. Nothing good, I've said this all the time, but nothing good in life happens on accident. How do you get in such good shape? Accident?
Right. Oh, definitely not.
No, you know how to. You're never gonna be like, oops.
You know what it is?
You want.
I think what happens with guys
now. So there, and I told you guys, there is various things, right, that he has said that's online over the years, where he's talked about a lot of different aspects of these things, right? To where now people looking like, oh shit. Now, and there's also a video on X of this guy basically telling on himself. Now, why am I saying this stuff? I'm saying this stuff, and I'm gonna show y'all this. All right. I wasn't gonna show y'all, but I'm gonna show y'all. F it. Right? I'm gonna show y'all, right? F it. I'm just gonna show y'all. Right? I'm gonna show y'all this. Right? Oops. My fault. I did this something wrong. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna show y'all something. Right? He said this. Let me put this on the screen. I'm gonna put this on the screen. Hold on one second, you guys. How do I get that video right here that I had? Because this video is the craziest video I've ever seen. Okay, here we go. Here we go right here. All right. So let me put this up here for y'all. I'm gonna show y'all this. And I'm gonna show y'all why I think that Patrick David Bett and those guys are reprehensible for defending this guy.
The girl's responsibility is to worry about the room, sit in the room, smile, be happy, keep the room engaging, keep it interesting, well-lit room, looks pretty, has something nice on, whatever. And all those private messages you are going to reply to. And you're going to reply to them via screen share on a computer in a different room. As long as you're on the same Wi-Fi network. Now, if you're sitting here going, well, how do I screen share? Google it. I'm not fucking wasting. That's the kind of shit you can Google or type into YouTube. Screen share max. Effectively, this computer can control that computer. They become the same screen. And that allows you to click with your mouse on the boxes and reply and pretend to be the girl. Also, you need to have another little notepad in the bottom right-hand corner to give the girl instructions. Pay attention. If you're lost here, rewind the fucking video.
Now, see, he's literally telling on himself in all of this. He's literally telling on himself. He has videos out here where he is basically incriminating himself. Right? Right? Unbelievable. Unbelievable work. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this before in my life. Where a guy comes out and he told all these things on himself, and then he wonders why they went to go pick him up. He then turns around and wonders why they went to go pick him up when he got all this stuff on the internet, man. Right? Bro, this shit crazy. Hold on. Now let me go ahead and show y'all this. All right. Bro, there's no way you're doing this amount of talking on the internet, bro. And then wonder why they come to get you. Now, let's get to this. Look at this, you guys.
And I only get away with that because the girl of 6 years plays along. So Vivian's been with me 6 years. She's completely head over heels in love with me. She wants kids with me, everything. When I bring on new girls, I usually pair them with Vivian. Because Vivian's younger. Melissa's like 28. Vivian's like 21. Girl of 6 years plays along. Vivian's like 21. Girl of 6 years plays along. Vivian's like 21.
Now, so what is they saying, you guys? He's saying, yeah, man, she was 21. What is that? What age does that put her at? 6 years ago. So all of these different things is online with this dude basically telling on himself. You can't make it up. You can't make this up. The things that they have with this man on camera. Right? So there's no explanation to this. I mean, there's no, hey, well, you know, no. He's literally said these things, right? I want y'all to hear this. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. I'm going to show y'all this. Y'all need to get the context of what I'm saying. Right? Now look at this, you guys. Let's get the context of this. Now let's look at what he says.
I have to fuck her so she obeys me. I don't give a shit about having sex with beautiful women. I fuck them so they listen to me. So I can get what I actually want, which is not them. It's a means to an end. Every single Bond girl was exploited. That's exactly what I do. When I watch a Bond film and I see him basically pimp a bitch, to me that speaks to my heart. I've been there.
So here's the thing. When he says that, you then can't get upset when they come get you, dog. But the fact, and this is where we got to get back to this guy. And I've left a lot of the more crazier things he said that have incriminated himself out of this. But the fact that Patrick Bet David and them came out defending this guy, bro, I'm finna tell y'all this. The fact that he came out defending this guy. Now, his podcasts have already been under a lot of criticism lately. Bro, the dude has been accused. Let me repeat myself again. He's been accused of having PDF material. The UK officials had to show this to the United States Department of Justice to even get them to sign off on the extradition. What am I saying? I'm saying that when they went to go extradite the Tate brothers, the UK officials had to show the evidence they had to the Department of Justice officials for them to say, okay, cool, y'all can take them boys. What they showed them was so bad, the United States, even though he claims, and I'm talking about the Tate, that they have contacts all the way up to the Trump family. He says they're very close to the Trump family, right? Think about this now. They still extradited. They still signed off on that shit. And now all the judge has to do now is say that the procedure was right and they out of here. But Patrick Bet David and his podcast gonna come out here and cap for a dude that got PDF allegations on his helmet. And listen, here's what, once again, this type of stuff cannot be alleged. Either you got it or you don't. What did they show the what did the UK show the Department of Justice that had PDF content in that? Come on, man. Stop the cap. Stop the cap, man. Think about what I just said. Everybody listening to this video. And they went on there talking about, oh, they're out here trying to, no. We ain't talking about that. Let's talk about, right? Say it again. Let's talk about what PDF content the UK alleges that they have on them boys, on Andrew Tate. How can anybody defend that? And then you got a whole group of people. He did an interview, and the interview just dropped, right, the other day, where he's defending himself, saying, oh, it's all a big setup. He got all these people thinking, bro, that they said, bro, listen, let me say this to you again. Either you have that stuff or you had it on you, or they caught you with it, or they don't. It was enough so that Donald Trump's Department of Justice, who's already under hellified criticism, who are your friends, right? They align with your whole, they signed off the Department of Justice. And they let the U.S. Marshals go down there and pick those boys up. No doubt about it. But Patrick Bet David and his podcast is big of and as a constructive podcast, they're supposed to be defended this shit as far as the Tate brothers. They trying to go along with the narrative. Oh, they were set up. No. You either got it or you don't. So y'all question should have been, why did the Department of Justice sign off? What was the UK's evidence? Because don't you think if the UK had some bull job evidence, the United States would not have signed off to let them boys be extradited? Disgusting work, Patrick Bet David, man. Disgusting work, bro. Disgusting work, man. And you had on your Valuetainment channel, you had some legendary interviews with some people, bro. But disgusting work, man. Straight up. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Nasty work, man. Hey, we always appreciate the support. And if you guys want to do so, you can use the Cash App or PayPal links. They'll be in the description box below this video or pinned at the top of the comments. The top donators will be announced every month. All right, you guys, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all cop the merch, and make sure that you get the weight loss formula. The links to that will be in the description box below this video. Check out our next video coming up right now.